So IGN just dropped a hands-on preview for Black Myth Wukong, and I'm interested in this. Kinda. I just want to see what they're gonna say about the game. So supposedly they played the first 2 hours. Y'all know how IGN is. Y'all know how they give it up. They just different. I guess they just. Oh Lord. All right, let's see what they talking about. Of course, I'm gonna add my 2 cents, like I always say. Of course, I'm gonna talk my shit. Of course, I'm gonna say what I say and stop the video and respond to it and react to it. This is a reaction video, so yeah.
Ooh. The list of impressive-looking Souls-like games on the horizon is long, with games like Phantom Blade Zero, Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn, and Wukong: Fallen Feathers all having solid showings this summer event season. But there's always been something extra special about Black Myth Wukong.
Black Myth Wukong is going to be a game.
The animations are incredibly fluid, it's steeped in rich Chinese culture, and there's just something immensely satisfying about playing as a Monkey King, beating up all sorts of mythical creatures with a giant extendable staff.
Right.
While this isn't the first time IGN has gone hands-on with the game, it is my own personal first time with it, and after 2 hours of playtime with the opening chapter, I somehow walked away even more excited for its August 20th release.
Okay, he said he walked away. Shout out to Mitchell. He said he walked away more excited and
IGN China has already done an extensive preview on what Wukong plays like on a late game build, with many techniques, stances, and transformations already unlocked, which is great because my 2 hours covered pretty much the very start of the game. The first thing that I noticed as I started playing was how fluid and fast Wukong feels to control. Many Souls-likes are built on a foundation of slower and more methodical combat, but Wukong feels exceptionally quick and agile. From the beginning, there's actually no block button. Wukong can twirl his staff to block projectiles, but as far as melee attacks go, everything must be dodged.
Damn!
To that end, there's a Bayonetta-style dodge system, where you can dodge up to 3 times very quickly, but after the third one, you're punished with a lengthy recovery time to try and curb people from just mindlessly mashing the dodge button.
Damn!
Perfectly timed dodges will reward you with extra focus, and once your focus bar has been filled, you get a focus point that allows you to chain a strong attack into your light combo string for a big chunk of damage.
Gotcha. Okay, so you can't spam the block, or I said block. You can't spam the dodge button at all. That's why I told y'all in my last video, this game is going to be harder than what we think. And he said in the beginning of the game, there's no block button at all. Like, you can't block at all. You got to dodge everything. So this is going to be interesting.
Later on, those focus points can also be spent on different types of special moves that you unlock in the skill tree, which we'll get to a bit later. Wukong also has access to a number of spells that consume his mana. I only really got to play around with the Immobilize spell, which, as you can imagine, stops an enemy in their tracks and allows you to sneak in a few hits before the spell's effect wears off.
Hey, y'all might have to use that
Stronger enemies, and especially bosses, are affected by the spell much less, and sometimes they were able to shrug it off entirely. Even at just an early stage, combat was a fun dance of actively looking for opportunities to avoid enemy attacks and find openings, keeping an eye on my focus meter so that I can use a damaging heavy attack whenever I had the chance, while also managing my mana and cooldown for my Immobilize spell. Eventually, I got my first transformation, which turns Wukong into an absolute beast, with much stronger attacks and a hugely damaging super attack that he can use out of a dodge if he manages to build up a focus point. One of his moves in this transformation is a lightning-fast dash attack that made me feel like I had basically turned into the boss that I got the transformation from. Later on, I added another tool to my repertoire, the Tower Stance, which swapped out my chargeable overhead strong attack for the ability to stand on my staff and avoid damage on the ground as long as my stamina held out. If I managed to stay on the staff long enough for a focus point to charge, I could spend it to leap off the staff, flip it around, and come crashing down with a powerful strike that felt incredibly cool to pull off. These stances, along with my general combat abilities, could all be upgraded through a level up system that works a lot like Sekiro's. As you defeat enemies, you'll gain will, which builds up a bar on the top right of the screen. When the bar is full, you gain a spark, which can be used to purchase upgrades from one of your various skill trees. Once you fill the bar and bank a point, you can't lose it. You can even add that point wherever you want, not just at a shrine, which serves as Wukong's version of a bonfire-like checkpoint. However, if you die before you manage to fill the bar, a portion of that experience will be lost in typical Souls-like fashion. Don't let that trick you into thinking that Wukong is an easy game though, because it certainly is not. Enemies are aggressive, bosses are relentless, and even more so in their second phases, and you only have a scant few restorative potions to keep yourself alive.
Bro, we're gonna be dying, bro. I'm gonna rage quit. Ooh. I'm gonna be rage quitting like a motherfucker, bruh. I'm looking forward to it, though. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I also managed to find a secret boss room behind a waterfall that took me to a dragon boss that absolutely wrecked me.
Hey, well, listen. Hold on. I know I keep on pausing. My bad. Listen. It's not about how many times you die. Hey, we're going to be dying a lot. Like, hey, we're going to be dying a lot. It's not about how many times we die during the stream. That has nothing to do with it. Just know we putting this work in.
Fortunately, you can teleport from shrine to shrine, so you can come back to them much later down the road once you've upgraded your gear and add some more points into your skill trees. And speaking of gear, I didn't manage to find all that much, but I did find enough to at least know that there are sets of armor that grant extra bonuses for wearing multiple pieces of gear from that set. The levels themselves were fairly linear with a couple of branching points that led to some sort of treasure or item pickup. The real star of the show, though, were the boss battles. Even in just 2 hours, I fought against a wide variety of bosses. From a speedy wolf boss that I snagged my first transformation from, to a mule-kicking frog in human clothes, to an extremely difficult 2-phase battle against a snake man. All in all, I greatly enjoyed my time with Black Myth Wukong. Even in just 2 hours of playtime, I felt like I got to experience a lot of combat progression, and am excited to see how things will continue to evolve as the game goes on. We won't have to wait much longer to see how the full game shakes out, as Black Myth Wukong releases on PC and PlayStation 5 on August 20th.
This was a good one. This was good. This was good. Comment down below if you're going to get this game. Comment down below if you enjoyed this video and what y'all think about the boss fights and what's coming up, basically, for when we play this joint. So, yeah, bro, I'm going to catch y'all later. If you enjoyed this video, definitely leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Please turn on notifications to get notified when I upload and stream. And I am out of here, bro. Deuces.
Yo, hold on my weight, but I'm all alone. No place to go, so ready to crash, I'm out of my zone. Still waiting for hope, still calling for faith, but hung up the phone. No place to go, bet on the stakes or lose on the throne.